It has been a long time since I last uploaded a video. That's a story for another day, but suffice to say I am back and today we are going to be discussing dream recall. More specifically, I'm going to be giving you a piece of advice that can help you whether you're a beginner who can't remember any of your dreams right now, or you're someone who has a fairly good dream recall already. This is something you can do to get you better results with dream journaling right away, and also to just keep your dream journaling much more fresh and much more engaging, and a much easier habit to keep up in the long run, which is something that you want if you're going to be practicing lucid dreaming. And I'm going to respect your time here, and I'm going to sort of give you the short version of it right now. So if you want, you can just listen to this and then skip the rest of the video. The short version is, rather than just writing down your dreams in the morning, before bed, think of a particular detail or area of your dreams that you want to focus on remembering the most about. Remember that as you're going to sleep, and then in the morning ask yourself about that specific area. This can be just one thing, or it can be a set of different things. And you want to change it up from night to night so you're not always asking yourself the same thing every time. So now let's be a little bit more specific. What do I actually mean by this? Well, maybe we should run through an example night. So let's say I'm in bed now and I'm about to go to sleep. What might I actually do? Well, I might say to myself, okay, tonight my focus is on the location of my dreams. I want to really focus on remembering where I actually was. And I could go a bit deeper than that. I could say I want to focus on what the location looked like, or what the location smelled like, or what I could hear in that particular location. I can focus on a very, very specific element of that. Or I can keep it fairly broad and just say I just want to remember where I was in those dreams. And then when I wake up in the morning, rather than just writing out my dreams straight away, I'll immediately ask myself that question. Where was I in last night's dreams? And I'll try and answer that as best as I can. The reason I think this technique can be so brilliant is that it's a bit like what I've said before about reality checks. If you just get in the habit of going through the motions with them and not really focusing on what you're doing, then they can become stale and they can sort of start to not work so well. And it's the same thing with dream journaling. If you just get in the habit of just writing them out every day, writing them out every day, writing them out every day, initially your dream recall will just keep improving and improving. But there'll get a point where you start to kind of get a bit bored with the process, and you start to find that actually your dreams start to get a little bit less clear again a lot of the time, or they just kind of stagnate at this particular level and they don't get any clearer. And what I actually find is that when I reach that certain point, if I actually take a bit of a break from lucid dreaming and a break from dream journaling, and then I come back and I start dream journaling again, I actually reach a better level of dream recall than I had the previous time. And that's because I've broken out of this stale cycle and now things are fresh and interesting again, and that's exciting my brain, which is making it want to remember things, so I'm having a better time with my dream recall. And I found a similar effect when doing this, when I ask myself different questions each night about my dreams, and I think about those questions before I go to bed, I go to sleep, and then I wake up and I ask myself that question. Because it's something new, because it's something different, because it's keeping things fresh, I actually feel like I engage a lot more with the process of recalling my dreams. And I find that this has a massive impact on just how clear those dreams are recalled. And another great thing about asking yourself questions like this is it can be really great to do this on nights where you don't remember any dreams. If you're just starting out dream journaling, there's a good chance that the first night or two you don't actually remember much. And it's the same when you've been dream journaling for a longer period of time. You're going to find that there are going to be certain nights, maybe you went out and you partied too hard, or you went to sleep too late, or you just had a really long day, or something is up with your sleep schedule or whatever, and you go to bed and you wake up in the morning and as much as you try to remember your dreams, you can't remember anything. It's gonna happen. Doesn't matter how good your dream recall is, there are gonna be some nights where you occasionally don't remember any of them. And in the past, what I've advocated when you have these nights is to probe your memory anyway, try and see if you can remember anything, and then to just write down in your dream journal what the last thoughts you can remember having before you went to sleep are, or what the first thoughts you remember having when you woke up are. Basically trying to probe a similar area of memory to where your dreams would be located, even if you can't actively recall any dreams at the moment. And this works, but it can feel a bit frustrating just remembering the last thought you had in your head before bed every night, and that's it. That's all you put in your dream journal because you aren't remembering any dreams just yet. Or because you're having some sleep issues and you're not remembering your dreams. Well, you can make this a lot more engaging by asking yourself different questions. Some examples of questions that you can ask yourself when you do remember your dreams would be things like what I said before. Where was I in my dream? It could be something like, what colours did I see in my dream? It could be like, what characters did I run into? It could be like, what were the themes of my dreams? It could be like, were these new dreams, entirely new dreams that weren't related to anything else I've dreamt about lately? Or were they continuations of existing dreams? It could be, what were the most prominent objects in these dreams? It could be, what do you remember feeling? Or what do you remember experiencing in a particular sense? You could ask yourself, how long were my dreams? And you could ask yourself something like, do I remember when my dreams started and when they ended? Or is it just all kind of blurred together between the different dreams? And then when you don't remember any dreams, you could ask yourself something like, how many times did I wake up during the night? How did I feel when I first woke up? Do I remember thinking that I'd just been in a dream at any point during the night? What was I hoping to dream about before I went to sleep? What was a dream that I had in the last few days that I really enjoyed and would hope to go back to? What, if anything, did I do differently the last time that I did have a night where I remembered several dreams? Now, if you want to have a bit of fun with this, I suggest actually making a list of different questions that you can ask yourself, both for nights where you do remember dreams and nights where you don't remember any dreams, and having these written down somewhere, whether that be in your dream journal itself or perhaps on your phone. And then before bed, you can roll a dice or use a random number generator to pick a particular question or a particular set of questions, set the intention to focus on those things and hold on to that thought, and then remember that for when you wake up. And if this part wasn't already clear, with regards to the questions that you would ask yourself if you don't remember a dream, it's good to remind yourself of those before you go to bed as well. So when you're laying there in bed, think of something that you're going to ask yourself if you do remember your dreams tomorrow morning, but also think about something that you'll ask yourself if you don't. Try to have at least one question for each. You can have a few, but don't do too many either. Don't just think of like 10 questions every single night, because you want this to be a repeatable habit that you can perform every single night, or at least most nights, without you feeling too tired or lazy to do it certain nights. Anyway, that has been my quick tip. What about you guys? Do you have any dream recall tips of your own? I would love to hear them down in the comments below. Now, it is at this point of the video that I realised that I don't remember exactly how my outro went. So I'm probably going to give some of the older channel viewers a bit of whiplash here by like not giving the usual video outro. And I'm just going to say, take care guys, and have an awesome day. And hopefully an awesome night full of some really great dreams.